Well guys, today I'm allowed to make this video and it's been a long time waiting. But first, I can't show it to you until you like the video down below and subscribe. And I get a slurp of my coffee. Today, we're going to talk about Aruba stuff and this nice box that they sent me. In here is the new access point they released May, but they released it publicly June, but nobody's had access to it. This right here is my second unit. The first one they sent me was a demo unit. I used it for about a month and a half. It's fast. Really like it. It's big. I'll do a sales comparison for you guys too, show you how big it is. But in here is my version that I get to keep, the Canada version. So the one they sent me, the first one they sent me was a brand new access point. It was the US model, and the US model does not work in Canada. So I said to them, we have an issue here. Can you send me a Canadian version? They're like, oh, sorry about that. Forgot about that. So they sent me the AP25 RW, and it was just a demo unit. And so I got through all my testing and did it, mounted it, and it was fast. I really liked it. So a couple weeks, maybe about a month later, they sent me my version, which is in this box here. And they also sent me a power adapter because I technically don't have a 2.5 gig switch. I mean, I do, but it's not PoE. So for me to do some tests today, I have to power this up with the power adapter that's inside of it on my 2.5 gig switch to show tests. Just so you know, the 2.5 gig switch that I have has a SFP plus 10 gig link from that right directly to my firewall. So, should be some pretty good tests. Right now, let's open it up and have a look. Then I'm going to plug it in, and then as it's provisioning, I'm going to do a couple speed tests for the access point that I have in my house. So right now, the whole house is running off of an AP22, which is a Wi-Fi 6, but it's only a 2x2 access point. My very first one was, and I keep all my stuff, this guy right here. Very nice access point still. It's got a lot of power. So the AP12 RW is this one right here. Notice the little clip on the back? Little hint there. This clip, even from their first gen, works on this. So if you're changing from this version to maybe the 22 or the 25, you don't have to remount. You just twist it off, plug it in, and go. Whoever thought of that really was thinking about the future, and that's good. Okay, so there's that. As you can see, I also have my favorite little desk AP, what is this, AP11D. I love this thing. Whoever designed this, on their ball too. So let's have a look what's inside here. And yeah, so, power adapter, access point, box, too many of them. So we got the power adapter. What do we got here? So this is a 110 volt 12 volt at 4 amps. Holy beep, that's a lot of power. That's a little or I'd say a fair size adapter, and 4 amps, that's a lot of freaking power. Holy crap. Okay, so we got that. Don't forget to go like and subscribe my video, and if I'm doing something wrong in the video or you don't like something, comment that too. I don't delete my comments unless you're being a total beep, because I got to keep it safe. So the Aruba AP25, right? Ooh, we got our nice quick start guide, right? Because you can use your phone to add these to your portal. Our nice simple instructions, right? How to get the application onto your phone, scan that. A whole bunch of other stuff I'm not going to read. Put that in the bottom of my box. And like I said, this thing is huge. When I first got the first version they sent me, I opened the box and I went, damn, this is as big as my plate that I put my spaghetti on. Okay, so here's my access point. This thing's huge. Holy crap. Forgot about that. We have the same mount, but I'm not going to use my mount because the one in my house I'm going to mount this. I'll put that in my video. The one in my house uses the same connector. And just so I can show you how I remember that, here's a size comparison first. Look how big this thing is compared to AP25, AP12. Doesn't really show it on the camera there, sorry, but yeah, there's a big difference. You got like a little saucer plate, and then you got like a meal plate size. But watch this. I'll take this adapter off, right? So there's the adapter that would have been mounted on my ceiling. Oh, clipped it off. Just like that. So twist on, twist off. It's just a little bit of a click, and it's done. Now the only difference I can see is your cable is going to be off to the corner a little bit. It's the only difference I'm going to see. Sorry, probably everything's going white. Let's see if we can do that. Right there. Okay. There's our 2.5 gig port and our power port right there also. So what does it require? It says 12 volts or 1.5 amps, but the standard for the industry is you want to double that just in case. Also, our console port is on the back side. This one's on the back side, and if we look closely right here, there's a little reset pin hole too. So I'm going to put this right here. I already have a cable beside me that's plugged into my network, which is plugged into a 1938 port PoE switch. So, sorry Tesla, we got a visitor down here. We got Tesla sleeping on my cable here. Sorry, it's plugged into my 2.5 gig switch, so that way I can show you guys fast speeds on this. So, I'm going to use the power adapter that they give me, to be fair, for all my tests. So I'm going to throw this cable behind me, put this back up in the box. We'll log into the portal and we'll check that. But first, I'm connected with my phone on the network here. So let's see here. Let's connect to the Lab 2.4 gig network. Okay, and I have a speed test server running on my computer right now. And we're going to go to it, and we're going to check the throughput on the AP22 on 5 gigahertz and 2.4. So the 2.4 gigahertz network is going to show us. Okay, so we got a speed test. Upload, we get 118.9. Now, let's switch to the 5 gigahertz network. Obviously, we're going to get better results. So on 5 gigahertz, Wi-Fi 6 with the AP22, download 551.8, upload is 436.2. Okay, and my camera's not going to focus. There it goes. So that's on Wi-Fi 6 running on a open speed test server. Thank you, Brad from Shiny Tech Things, for showing me this really good tool. So let's see. Let's adopt the AP25 to the Jason's lab, and then let's try some more tests. And what I'll do is I'll unplug the AP22 so that way the tests seem fair. So, okay, since my video was broken, I have to start this all over again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adopt the AP25 to Jason's lab portal here. So what we do is I'm already logged in. So we go add. Oh, not networks. My bad, wrong area. So we go inventory, add a device, click search for my devices, and there's our access point. Since it's been sitting here for the last 2 minutes, it's on and working. So we click on it and we go add, verify the serial number. There's only one device connected, so we should be fine. We go accept. As it's adding to the portal, let's go over a couple specs here. So the access point that we have here, the AP25, is a 4x4x4 access point with a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port. And as it's provisioning, we already know that there's a 2.5 gig port here and the power port here. Right now, it's connected to my little switch over here. I'll show you what it looks like here. So this switch right here, a QNAP that I picked up on Amazon to do tests and stuff like that. The Untangle firewall is connected to port 1. Desktop that we have right here below that I'm on right now with a 10 gig port that's running the test server is connected to port 2 for the 10 gig SFP. And the AP is connected to port 6. So when I do all these tests, we should be using and seeing maximum bandwidth on the 2.4 or 2.5 gig port. On the 1 gig port, it'll be connected to my Aruba 1938 port switch, which would be lower speeds. So the access point has some very, very good features. 160 megahertz width, that's going to give us a lot of bandwidth, and I'll show you that in the speed tests we're going to do here. It does mesh, so you could take this access point and plug it into just power, mount it on the wall like I have on my little AP11Ds and videos, and it will mesh and broadcast and make the network have less coverage. Personally, when I set up a network, I wire everything to the network, and then I turn down the power output on the access points, so that way they're not over broadcasting too much power RF all over the building and stuff like that. So when I have one access point like the one I have here, I have it set to full because I only have one access point and it's covering the whole house. It does a very good job. It has smart mesh Wi-Fi, that's what we just talked about. It has Bluetooth, so when you first turn the access point on, you can use the app on your phone with Bluetooth enabled, and it'll find the access point and you can adopt it. So if you're on site and you don't have a laptop with you, you can use your cell phone. It does a really good job of it. I've done it, works great. The mobile app, Aruba, you guys are doing a wicked job on that. I really like it. I haven't done any secure Wi-Fi setups on this. I make guest networks on an isolated VLAN with SonicWall or Untangle, and I isolate it 100%. So anything guest network can connect with the password and they can go out. They can't do anything else. The one thing that's really nice about this access point that I like, as I've mentioned before, is the connector on the back, but these are certified. So businesses that have to have certified pieces of equipment for regulations and stuff like that, this access point meets that. So this access point is certified. And it says it right here as one of the key points for the key features. This is a certified access point, so that's good. Looks like the access point is adopted. Let's go have a look here. We got to give it a name. So we're going to call this AP25. Then we'll save that. And let's go over some settings on here. Radios. So on the 2.4 gigahertz, I select the configuration, so I manually do this. I give it a width of 40, so we get maximum throughput on the 2.4, and I leave it at the maximum in my house here. These are settings for my house because I only have one access point. I'm not doing multiple access points. If I had two, it would go lower. I would use a heat map or some software and check that. So the 2.4 is set to that. The 5 gigahertz, we're going to set it to 160 and give it maximum because, like I said, it's only one access point on the whole network, and we'll click save. We'll let those synchronize, and let's see if there's anything else here. So connectivity, identification's done. It's got an IP address, actions. Okay, so let's go to here. The lab 5 gigahertz is set to multiple, and it's only using the 5 gigahertz. Sometimes these come out of the box default and they want to be 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. Now I'm separating the radio because that way I can tell my phone I'm going to connect to the 2.4 or I'm going to connect to the 5, and I'm going to do that so I can show you the tests. So let's see here, is it done synchronizing? Let's go back here. Looks like it's online and it's doing that. So our test server here shows us this IP address and it's running right now. Now these tests are going to be super fast because I'm sitting right beside it, but let's do a quick test here. Let's turn on the Wi-Fi. 2.4 gigahertz on the Wi-Fi AP25 here. Connected. Let's do a speed test now. 82 to 3000. Let's start. Upload's pretty good. Or download, sorry. Upload is... So our download is 157.6 megabits per second. Upload is 144.3 megabits per second. There we go. I'll put a screenshot, so we'll take this screenshot, put that into the screen here. So, to be fair, I'm going to disconnect this, and I'm going to put it on my wall up in the attic here, or in the middle of my hallway here, and then we're going to do some real speed tests. I'm going to keep it on the 2.5 gigabit connection powered by the AC adapter to do a couple tests, so we have our distance, and then I'm going to change it and move it to the 1 gig PoE connection, and we'll see if there's much of a difference here, so hold on. So it's mounted on the ceiling. We're just going to give it a couple minutes to come online here, and then we'll do another test for on the 2.4 and on the 5 gigahertz. And then what I'll do is I'll switch it to the 1 gig PoE connection to power it and go from there. Now, kind of sucks that I don't have a PoE 2.5 gig switch, but that could change. Soon I'm going to be buying one. Then I can power this and have maximum throughput and all that stuff as I am using it at home here. So the access point's online. Let's do some tests now. So let's switch to the, so we're going to connect to the 2.4 gigahertz. Still connected on the 2.5 gigabit network connection. And let's do a test. Okay, so looks like we're going to get the same speeds as we did before, which is fine. On 2.4 gigahertz, we have 144.5 down, 161 up. Okay, let's switch to the 5 gigahertz. Whew, she's fast. She's fast. Now remember, my desktop that's running the speed test server has got a 10 gig link to the switch over there, and the firewall, which is the Untangle W8, has got a 10 gig link to it. So there's no bottlenecks there. The access point's at 2.5 gigabits link. So what did we get? Download on 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi 6 on the AP25. We got 1169.9 megabits per second. And upload is 1103.9 megabits per second on Wi-Fi 6. That's pretty good. I like that. I'm going to take a screenshot and I'll put that in the video too, just in case. Okay, so now the next test is to disconnect it from the 2.4 or 2.5 gigabit connection that it's plugged into and power it with my 1930 switch to see what the speeds are going to be like over 1 gigabit. Now, I'm going to predict they're not going to be that bad, but they'll be lower. Okay, give me 1 second. As that's booting up, because it does take 1 to 2 minutes, we'll turn on my laptop here. And we'll do a speed test on here too. Just for giggles. Okay, so we're just waiting for the access point to come online here. Should be pretty soon here. You online yet? So it's online. Now to verify and prove, just for you guys, where it's connected, we have our uplink port, which is 1 gigabit, from my Untangle firewall, to the access point, which is right here, powering it over PoE. We can tell it's being PoE powered because it says it's pulling 10.3 watts. Now let's try doing the 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz and see what the speed tests are. 2.4 gigahertz on 1 gig link to this access point shows us we get 136.8 down, 156.9 upload on 2.4 gigahertz with the 1 gig link. Okay? Now, let's try the same thing, but on Wi-Fi 6, 5 gigahertz. We'll have to say thanks to Brad at Big Shiny Tech Things on YouTube for showing me this open speed test server running on my computer. I really like it. So after that test, 5 gigahertz on the 1 gig uplink
Download is 940.7 megabits per second. Upload is 933.5 megabits per second. On a 1 gig link, I'd say that's pretty good, having this access point powered by a gigabit. I think I'll be happier when I go to 2.5 gig port PoE, but for now, I mean, are you going to notice the difference between maybe 300 megabits maximum difference? Probably not. Pretty good if you ask me. Just for that, let's try on my laptop too. That's pretty good. Download, we're getting 974. Upload, 952. That's pretty much symmetrical. I'd say that's pretty good. Pretty good access point if you ask me. Would I buy one if I didn't get this given to me because I do all the reviews and stuff? Yes. Will I be implementing these at work? Yes. Do I like them? Oh yes. And I really, whoever thought of that but the bracket to be multi-purpose for down the road for swapping out their access points, to click and turn them off and change them, brilliant idea. So, thank you very much for watching the video, and thank you very much to Aruba to sending me these devices to review for you guys. I really like them, and keep up the good work. Catch you guys later.